7% in power play opportunities against Dundee. That's a big jump, Raymond, isn't it? And that's over 10 games. It's not exactly a small sample size. So there seems to be some big advantage in terms of special teams. Even the penalty kill, which is for the season average is 82%, we're 85 against Dundee. So we shouldn't be fearing that at all, and we should be wanting to play aggressively. Top scorers against Dundee this year, Scott Pitt has 15 points, 4 goals only out of that, and 11 assists. Matt Becker, 6 goals and 8 assists for 14 points. Alex Levitt, 6 goals and 7 assists for 13 points. And Matt Keith, 5 and 5 for 10. Now, Dundee's top scorers against us, you've got Scarcella sitting at the top, unsurprisingly, 6 and 7 for 13. Poulan, who I think's been a big threat against us in the blue line, 4 and 7 for 11 points. Bruston, 3 and 7 from 10, and Sides 2 and 7 for 9 points. To me, we know Scarcella's going to be a threat, much the same as they know that Becca and Pitt are going to be a threat and Levitt's going to be a threat. But Poulan, I think, is the dark horse for me. We need to really keep our eye on him from the blue line. He scored some cracking goals against us this year and set up some really good goals. Braehead Clans, Jennifer, we're snake bitten from the quarter-finals over the last few years. It's difficult for us to be confident, I think, sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the last 2 years are certainly, they're still etched in that heartbreak, aren't they? I just really hope we can do it. But I'm glad we've got home ice advantage. Let's just take advantage of it.
And who do you, I think, for me, I think Levitt is going to be one of the ones that's going to be one to watch. I hate to say it, but it kind of seems to me as if Becca's kind of went a wee bit off the boil. Scott Pitt fanned in a couple of chances the other day as well. Now, I don't know if the ice was bad and it was just taking a bobble or something. You're just kind of praying that that's not an indication of anything coming up. But Levitt, for me, Graham, has absolutely been on fire. Like, he's wanting to go out in a bang, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I mean, obviously this, edging towards retirement fast. And yeah, he's going to want to go out and, with a nice weekend in Nottingham, to finish off with, I'm quite sure. So, he won't lack any kind of motivation, that's for sure. I'm thinking, I'm thinking maybe one of our key players is maybe going to be Cowick. Because he has been playing pretty damn well in recent times. And I think as long as he can avoid the red mist, we've talked about all this before, but don't need to go through it too much again. But if he can avoid the red mist, he is a bloody good player. And I think he could be absolutely crucial. They'll try and shut down our top line, such as it is without Hammond. And you've got to expect them to try and do that. But, I tweeted this a few days ago. In my opinion, this isn't one of these situations where I think we can afford to try and keep it tight on Saturday and then try and win it at home on Sunday. We know that doesn't really work. I think we have to go out and try and get some kind of decent win on Saturday night. And with a D that's as leaky as ours is, we just simply have to try and score as many goals as possible. And I think Cowick, along with Levitt and others as well, that secondary scoring, I think that's going to be critical on both legs.
But we've seen De La Rovere, Rosehill get 2 the other night. Some of the guys, Asberg's been getting some assists. We've seen some of that secondary scoring coming up. We just seem to have a wee bit more of a threat. For me, Raymond, there seems to be more, the goals, more consistent goals are coming from more different places than Dundee, if you like. There's maybe just that wee bit more strength and depth. Do you think that's going to be enough to see us through, or what's your readings?
Well, kind of looking through the sort of numbers for the season, Dundee are kind of like us to a lesser extent. They've been relying heavily on a handful of players for a lot of their scoring. They've struggled defensively at times. And looking at numbers between the two of us, there's not much daylight between the two teams apart from probably the power play statistic. And it kind of all depends. In fact, we've seen as well, both teams can't really defend, at least for the regular season. So I think both teams are going to try and play to their strength, and that is going forward, making goals and scoring goals. And it could be one of these crazy 2-game series where it's the last to score wins, and it just wouldn't shock me at all if that's how it went. But I think, Ashberg's been really good. I've been really liking his puck retention, his sort of hockey sense and positioning. I mean, that goal he crafted out against Edinburgh for Matt Haywood, really, he had no right whatsoever doing that. I think that's been an indication of how well he's played. Obviously, we've had Matty Haywood, Craig Peacock and that stepping up. So I think, yep, the depth could just see us through. But I think I agree with Graham. I think we can't just be happy to keep it low or even for the first leg. I think we actually got to go out and win that first leg and really put down a marker and get us some good momentum going into the second leg to hopefully put the tie to bed.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've got to be aggressive. I think we've got to be aggressive in the forecheck, finisher check. I mean, you know, there's all this controversy about referees. We know we're going to go back to the 4-man system, which kind of sometimes has created a problem in the past when you find that now there's an extra referee, there's more penalties getting called. I kind of hope that doesn't happen. I hope they let the players sort the game out. You know, I hope they let it be a hard, tough, physical game. Not dirty stuff, but just let the guys play. We need to be on the front foot. We need to be checking hard. We need to be forechecking. We want to take the game to them so that we don't have to defend. Because if we don't have to defend, that makes me feel better. You know, obviously you're not going to be able to do that for 60 minutes, but the more possession we have and the more offensive zone time we have, I think the better. I don't think it's a game we can sit back and invite Dundee onto us, Jennifer.
No, we need to be straight on Dundee right from the start. None of this whole 105 penalty minutes in a game. So yeah, no, start scoring them and see how it goes. There'll be loads of us there, so it should hopefully feel like a home game anyway for them. So just on different ice, but the support should be there.
So before we finish this section up, I've got to ask you all the dreaded question: who are you taking over the two legs, Graham?
I honestly think that Clan will do it. We can do it, and I think we will do it. I think we'll probably have a roller coaster along the way, as usual, but I actually think on this occasion we are going to get it done. And I'm not going to the playoff final weekend, and part of that is just me sacrificing myself, because I thought if I don't go at the finals weekend, then they're sure to get through. So I'm kind of doing my bit in that respect. But generally, I think
if they get through, I can see you scrambling about for a ticket, and there'll be plenty because Nottingham is going to knock Sheffield out, or vice versa, and there'll be loads of people selling tickets on Friday.
I've got two.
Or Monday, sorry.
Ticket situation. There's too much else going on. I just remembered yesterday I haven't actually cancelled my hotel room, but I'll need to get around to cancelling that. I might just leave that till last.
So what if they get down? What if they get down and they get Belfast or Fife in the semis and they win? You still not going down to Sunday?
Well, look, I don't know. I mean, look, I'm going to have all this wonderful TV coverage, wall-to-wall TV coverage of it to watch, so I might just have a wee playoff party at home and watch it on the TV. Yeah, we won't get started on that. No, but to answer your question, I think the Clan are going to get through. I'm delighted that at least a Scottish team will get through. And if your guys' Fife predictions are correct, we could end up with two Scottish teams in Nottingham. How many people is that going to upset? That's going to be fantastic. So that would be marvellous. But yeah, I think the Clan are going to do it.
Jennifer, who are you going for?
I hope we do it. And you need to be positive. As I said, the last 2 years is still really, really, really painful. So it needs to be a third time lucky.
So you're going for Braehead?
Yes, going for Clan.
You
yep.
Brave person, you. Raymond?
Well, first thing, regardless how the tie goes, I just don't want it to go to overtime again. Because that's 3 times we went out in the playoffs through overtime. So don't want that. We'll probably make a meal of it. We'll make it as hard as possible, but it's time to put these heartbreaking hard luck stories to bed. We've got to win this one and get through to Nottingham. Let's start changing the record a wee bit here and turning it round. Go for the Clan.
I've got to say, over the course of the season, we've been the better team. I think we've got more offensive weapons. If we can just keep the D tight, keep them to the outside, and stay out the box, I think we've got every chance, and we should be able to overcome Dundee. I don't think it's going to be easy. I am absolutely can't wait to go up to Dundee on Saturday night, and I can't wait for unless we get tanked 7-0 on Saturday night, I can't wait for the game on Sunday. It's going to be a fantastic weekend of hockey, and it's really what it's all about, guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. You can't beat playoff hockey. I mean, this is whatever the trials and tribulations are about the season. There is something special about playoff hockey. It's like we said many times before. It's a shame we don't get proper playoffs, because I think that would be a money spinner for the teams involved, for the league overall.
Even the 3-game thing would be good, though, wouldn't it? I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well,
just
an extra game, an extra sellout, fantastic. Somebody's going to benefit out of that, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, just the sheer nature. I've said to people in the past, you go to hockey games, even competitive league hockey games, that's one thing, but you go to a playoff game and it is something else. There's something different about the play on the ice. There's something different about the players. There's something different about the atmosphere. It is fantastic. So yeah, like you, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Another quick question before we go. Do we like the playoff jerseys? I love them.
They're brilliant. Best ones yet.
Graham?
Yeah, I do like them. I think they're far better than our regular season jerseys.
Much better. Yeah, I love them. Really good, Raymond.
That's surprisingly good. I was really surprised, so hopefully it's a good omen.
Yeah, and it's a proper purple as well. Yeah.
It's the right colour of purple, none of this lilac crew.
Yeah, and I noticed that my OSC badge is on the top of it, and it looks exactly the same colour purple. Maybe they got it for my wee graphic design, hopefully. I know exactly what colour that is. Thanks very much, guys, and hopefully when we're talking about the game next week, we are talking about looking forward to going to Nottingham.